The Michael Berry Show.
Last week, we had a couple of segments where I asked the question, if you ended up in jail, how'd you end up there? What befell you? What stupid thing did you do? What ill-advised? What drug or alcohol-induced courage did you have? What bad decision did you make? What miscalculation did you suffer? And after the segment and after the show, I got an email from a fellow who wrote, I only listened to the podcast, so I heard the jailbird stuff a little late to the dance. If you want the details, please ring me up. I should tell you that the subject line was, hi, I shot somebody. So his name is Andrew McNulty. And there was a link to a story, headline, from KGW 8. Suspect in Northeast Fremont Street shooting appears in court charged with attempted murder. Officers said the suspect, Andrew McNulty, 58, shot the victim in the chest and leg last Friday afternoon. Andrew McNulty is our guest. Welcome to the program, sir.
Hello, Michael. How are you?
I'm good. So you don't sound, how old are you, 60 now?
61.
61. You sound like you're about 32. Tell me, first of all, set the stage. Where was this?
I was in my neighborhood about 10 minutes north of, south of where I live, and I was out for a walk. Middle of June, 2 years ago. Great day. I was just kind of oblivious, and this guy appears out of nowhere, and he's a schizophrenic homeless dude on crack and meth, and he hates white people, and he was threatening to kill white people in the neighborhood for months. I had no idea about this, though.
Are you white?
Yeah, I'm totally white.
It went all over? Now you're not some little spot?
Well, I got a redneck, but that's one other thing.
And what is he?
He's a schizophrenic on drugs, and he's really violent.
What skin color?
Oh, he's black. Sorry about that.
Okay. What's his height, weight?
I only got a glimpse of him for about 3 seconds. He's about my height, 5'10", more muscular, maybe about 200.
And you're 5'10", 185?
Well, maybe 175 these days.
Okay. All right. And so you're out for a walk. Do you have headsets in? Or are you in any way distracted? Or are you walking and looking at your phone? What are you doing?
Probably looking at the phone, but it was such a beautiful day that I was just totally oblivious. You know what summers are like in Portland. It's really nice.
I do. Yeah, that's the time to be in Portland. Wow. Then there's no sun for, the entirety of the winter. But
it's like a dog's nose. It's dark, wet, and cold.
Right. Now, you're by yourself.
Yeah.
And this is what time of day?
5:15 in the afternoon.
Okay, I read a little bit of the story. A guy was walking his daughter in a stroller, and I guess the guy appeared to be approaching you as if he was going to ask something. So once you recognize that this guy's coming into your space and making a beeline to you, what happens from there?
Didn't actually see him make a beeline to me. I heard that report later too, but I did see the video afterwards. There's a restaurant that all happened right in front of. They were closed, but the video cameras were really good quality. It shows this guy really pissed off and throwing his bag down on the picnic table in front of the restaurant, and he sheds one of his shirts and throws that down. And then he bows up like he wants to tear my head off. And I just looked up at that point, and I go, oh, something's bad. Something bad's going to happen right here.
And what happened?
He said, I'm going to kill you. But first, he was like snarling with his eyes bugged out. I guess crack and meth will do that to you. Then he changes to looking like Jack Nicholson coming through the door in The Shining with the axe. Mm-hmm. So the grimace is there, and my eyes just zoom in on his face, and that's the worst thing I could have done because this guy's a lunatic. Anyway, he says, I'm going to kill you, and I just shot him.
How close was he to you when you shot him?
I thought he was like 20 feet away because I had tunnel vision. Turns out he was about 4 or 5 feet.
Wow. Okay, hold with me for just a moment.
This is
Sylvester Turner, the mayor, and a human being. Voila.
Michael Betty Show.
Probably a good time to note that Byrna, BYRNA.com, our show sponsor, who makes the less lethal launchers, has a big sale every year. Started on Friday, the 24th. Today, the 27th, is the end of it. Close of business today. And it's 15% off everything on the site. I, over the last few years, have bought quite a few of those and given them. I have found women to be much more receptive than men. I think it's a machismo thing. Men think that you want to kill somebody. But I assure you, you don't want to kill somebody if you can help it. You want to stop the threat, like this threat that Andrew McNulty is talking about here. I found out during the break that there was an officer-involved shooting this morning. The suspect has been arrested multiple times. The suspect fired 10 rounds at the officers before they returned fire, and they hit him twice. Not clear yet what his status is or if any officers were transported. Apparently not, is the first report I got. One of the officers had only been on the streets for 4 days. Welcome to policing, son. How about that call back to your wife or your mom? Hey, Mom, how's it going? How's being a police? It's fine. Just be careful out there, baby. It's dangerous. I know you're going to say it's not, but I'm not going to say that anymore. I got shot at today by a hardened criminal. Andrew McNulty is our guest. He was a listener who emailed in, and in Portland, a guy charged him, and you shot him from 4 feet away with what? What were you carrying?
I had a little Glock 357 SIG, 33.
A Glock what?
33.
And
357 SIG.
Okay, and okay, hold on. I'm having audio problems. This is not your fault. I'm hearing you say a SIG, and I'm hearing you say a Glock. What are you saying?
It's a Glock 357 SIG.
Oh, SIG. Oh, okay. I'm not familiar with that terminology. Okay. I know Glocks, long trigger pull. So where did you have the gun secreted?
It's on my left hip. I'm right-handed.
Okay.
So a cross draw.
Okay, and he couldn't see that? You weren't open carrying?
No. It's Portland. I would get jumped.
Well, no, I figured. I'm trying to figure the story out here. All right, so
sorry.
You've got it tucked in your waistband?
Yeah, it's actually my gut's a little bit too big for it to be in there, so it's over to the side, outside my belt.
Okay.
On my hip.
And as he starts charging, you reach across and draw and pull out. And are you just is it up against your belly? Describe for me the shot.
Put my hand on my waist, and so there's nothing between me and my body but the gun. As far as charging at me, he disappeared. I had tunnel vision at the time, so I assumed he was charging. The video just shows him moving, and I drew really quickly, so it all happened within about 3 seconds. But things get really weird when somebody tries to, they said they're going to murder you, and then they move.
Sure. Well, I've heard all sorts of different numbers as to how fast someone is moving and the distance they are away, but we're never as quick to get to our weapon, aim and fire, or get to our weapon and fire as we think, and people close ground a lot faster than they think. So I can only imagine.
You're just reacting.
Yeah. So, so did that drop him?
He kept going, and I don't even remember the second shot, but I got him in the hand that time. According to his father, I got him 4 inches below the heart with the first shot. But he was running. He ran a little bit, maybe 20, 25 feet, and fell down. I couldn't see him because I was just focused on this little patch of bricks in the wall at the restaurant because I couldn't see anything, really.
So you fired 2 rounds?
Yeah.
So he stopped charging, and at that point staggers away 20 or 25 feet and then drops. And what do you do then?
Try to get my head together. I put my gun away because I figured you're in Portland, Oregon. You're going to freak people out. And I walked a little bit further in the direction I was going to in the first place because I saw a couple of people out in front of a restaurant, and I asked them to call the police. And police showed up. I flagged them down and had about 7 pistols pointed at my chest, which was pretty weird.
And so they booked you. They cuffed you, stuffed you, took you down and booked you?
Yeah, and if you're arrested on a Friday at 5:30, you're not getting out until Monday at 5:30.
Yeah. Okay, so then what happened?
Judge lets me out, says you got to put away all your guns and ammo and report to the beach trial parole person. I'm not sure about the terms because I don't get arrested usually. And they set me up, and a friend said, look, I heard about what happened to you. You called my lawyers, and I just let the ball in their hands because I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
What do you do
at the end
for
of
a
the
living?
day, I'm retired. I have been for about 15 years.
Okay. And so then are you arraigned? Are you indicted? What happens?
Yeah, I went to, before they let me out, the judge told me, report to the parole person. And after about 3 or 4 weeks, my lawyers said, let's go to court. We're gonna plead. Just don't say anything. Let me do the talking, which was fine. And dude's father showed up and he called me a racist, and it stunk because I couldn't open my mouth and say anything about it, which kind of pissed me off, frankly. Anyway, at the end of the day, it dragged out for about 2 years, and my homeowner's insurance company paid this dude $300,000. I had to pay him $225,000, and I spent about $113,000 in legal fees.
For defending
So
yourself.
I think maybe the burner would have been a good deal.
Yeah, you think? Wow. That is that is disturbing. It's thank you, Andrew. I'm glad this is over and you've been able to move beyond it. Every single American in the course of our lives is going to come in contact with some nonsense like this. And it is it's frustrating because you don't ask for it. It lands on your doorstep. And the kind of people who do this are surrounded by a whole support network of the kind of people who are going to criticize you for that person's behavior. And there doesn't seem to be a way to stop it anytime soon.